I'm adding a piece of shoe molding to my windowsills, so I'll be making a lot of cuts on this small piece of molding. To make the job go smoother and get better results, I'll make a sacrificial fence. I've got a 1/2 inch piece of plywood that I've ripped in half, 3-inch piece and a 5.5 inch piece, and I'm going to nail this piece to this piece. I have the two pieces clamped together at the other end to help keep them aligned. I'll make sure that I'm flush at the back and add a nail about every 12 inches. I do want to make a mark where those nails are so I avoid cutting into them. So simple as that. This is kind of a disposable jig. I'll use this until it becomes unusable, and I'll cut it up and throw it away. Now I need to adjust the height of the blade or I'll cut right through my jig, and that's done right back here. Every saw is a little bit different. This one works back here. The nice thing about this saw is it has a stop. So there's a stop here once I adjust it, so I can move the stop out of the way. But for this purpose, we'll put the stop back, and we're just going to tighten this up. I think that looks pretty good. I'll tighten the lock nut down and test it out. So as you can see, I can move this out of the way now. Okay, there we go. So that'll give me the full cut. That'll give me the stop. Let's see how it works. All right, that looks pretty good. So I didn't cut all the way through. I could raise it up a little bit more, but most of my cuts will probably stop around here. So I'll leave it just as it is, because the one thing you want to avoid is not cutting all the way through your molding. All the cuts on this project are going to be 90 and 22.5. So I'll make a cut at 90, making sure to avoid my nails. I'll move the fence over and make another cut at 22.5. And maybe I'll make another one at 22.5 on this side of the fence. So you could do the same thing with 45. My first cuts are going to be at 90, so I'll change the saw back to 90. Put the blade in the kerf and use a squeeze clamp to hold it in place. There's a few nice things about a sacrificial fence. One is you can line your mark up with the kerf in the fence, and you know that the blade is going to be right at the kerf, which is right at the mark. And the fence is also going to support the cut, and that'll reduce tear out. The first piece of molding I need is this piece right here. So I'll back the molding up so my mark is at the saw kerf. And without the fence, this piece would just go flying. Because this molding has a right angle on two sides, I can cut it either way. So if I wanted to make a cut this way, I can have the molding facing the fence this way, or in this case, I've transferred the line. So I made the mark here, transferred the line over. I just eyeballed it, but you could use a square. And now I'm going to hold that line up against the kerf in the fence and make the cut. For the next cut, I'll keep the fence in the same position and flip the molding. Okay, well, nice to have this project finally behind me. It's been kind of an ongoing summer project. This window, the window over there, and the big bay window, which I reglazed and painted. So nice to finally put my tools away. And I just wanted to talk about the sacrificial fence because it's one of those things that takes a little time to make, maybe only 10 or 15 minutes, but it makes the job so much better, so much more enjoyable, and probably even safer, just because your cuts are supported so you're not getting the tear out and you don't get those small pieces of molding flying around. So I hope that you found this video helpful. And as always, if you want to build the furniture for your home or for a friend, I hope that you'll check out my website here. I've got a ton of furniture projects there, and I have video tutorials right here on YouTube designed to help guide you through every project. So hope that you'll check that out. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.